In The Art of War, Sun Tzu wrote, "Keep your friends close, and the nice guys on business closer."
The cost of an MRI can range from $400 to $12,000.
Right.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Get it straight, Buster. I'm not here to say please. I'm here to tell you what to do. And if self-preservation is an instinct you possess, you better do it, and do it quick. I'm here to help. If my help's not appreciated, then lots of luck, gentlemen. If I'm curt with you, it's because time is a factor. I think fast, I talk fast. I need you guys to act fast if you want to get out of this. So, pretty please, with sugar on top. Listen to the Nice Guys on Business podcast. Most days, they take their meds. This is not one of those days. Welcome to Fuckery with the Nice Guys. No interviews, no business content. Just your two favorite slack-jawed mouth breathers ranting about whatever. Now, strap yourselves in for Nice Guys Fuckery with the kings of fuckery, Doug Sandler and Strickland Bonner.
I don't think so. I have not downloaded the voicemails yet, but I can do that while we're rolling because I'm a pro like that. And trust me, listeners, you'll never even notice.
Except for all the exposition you just gave to them. So they'll notice for that reason and that reason only.
I'll edit it out.
What? That requires work, effort, and some caring. You know what I have to say about that?
For anyone who has been a listener for any amount of time,
yes.
Number one, welcome back. My name's Strickland Bonner. On the other side of the microphone, Mr. Doug Sandler.
Hey.
And number two, they know when they hear me say, I'll cut it out in editing. It's a fucking joke. I'm saying it is a joke because it's never going to get fucking edited out.
You know, it takes me a few times to get used to your jokes. I don't 100% know. But what I would like to say to everyone in our community is not only the welcome back, as Strickland just had shared, but welcome to season 3 of the podcast.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We're in season 3. We are badasses. What can I say?
We are rocking and rolling. So first season was episodes 1 through, I think, 1,000. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yes.
Second season was 1,000 to year 10.
Right. In other words, the change of seasons is completely arbitrary and up to us. We may decide next week that, hey, March sounds like season 4. Who knows? Would it make us any more popular to be season 4? You know what I was thinking about? Should we change the category that we're in from business should we change it to leisure? Can it be fuckery? Is there a fuckery category? Because that's where we belong.
There is a personal journal category, I believe.
Ooh, I kind of like that. I got to tell you, because business. Well, here's the problem, though. It's like
I know.
The Friday fuckery versus the business on Monday, because it's still business on Monday. And we tried splitting the show off and realized that
was a disaster.
Really...
That was kind of like the new Coke debacle. We're not.
Can I get new Coke anywhere? I don't think so.
I don't think that you can. And you can't get old nice guys anywhere. Well, you can only get old nice guys right here. So
exactly.
Yeah, and
is there such thing as young nice guys? Even when we started, we weren't that young.
Have you been into any like the novelty shops, like the little kitsch shops, and seen Old Guys Rule, the T-shirt?
Oh gosh, yeah, absolutely.
So who created that? And maybe we need them on the show because they've created an empire out of Old Guys Rule merch. And our merch is it's flying off the shelves, right, Tim? Right, Tennessee Tim?
Yeah.
So maybe we need the Old Guys Rule merch people on the show to teach us a thing or two about getting shit together here. I don't know.
I couldn't agree with you more. I've got a shirt that it is one of my favorites that it says, "It's weird being the same age as old people."
Right.
Because that's how I feel. I don't feel old, but when I look at the calendar, it's like, yeah, I'm the same age as old people.
I have conversations like this with my mom, not frequently, but every once in a while I'll ask my mom, what's it like to be, she's 91. What's it like to be 91? And she goes, I don't understand how I'm 91. I still feel mentally like a kid. Yeah. She's slower and she has thinner skin and, she gets, it takes a little while longer to do everything but she feels like the little kid. She was the baby of 4. So, and I'm the youngest of 2. And I feel very similar to how my mom feels. I'm like, how did I get here? Like, I think I have just kind of, I'm looking around like, is somebody going to discover that I'm actually a huge fraud at whatever I did? Because I don't feel like I know anything, but I know a
Dude,
lot.
I'm 100% with you. I am so with you on that.
I have imposter syndrome, although I've put in my 10,000 hours and I don't have any right to feel like I'm an imposter, but that's just my humbleness and esteem kind of keeping me down.
I know, I'm with you. I think about that in like the podcasting space when people are like meet us and they're like, "Oh my God, you guys are rock stars." I'm like, I don't even fucking know, right? But
Yeah,
we have done a number of things right, and we definitely have put our 10,000 hours in.
for
And
sure.
admittedly, when I look at the revenue from Turnkey Podcast, right? I
Right.
think I've brought this up in past episodes. You ever watch Shark Tank?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I haven't watched it. Is it still on the air? Is it still
I think
around?
so. I have not watched it
Okay. No,
recently
it's been
either.
a while.
But they'll be like, they'll roll something out, and then the
Right.
guys will be like, I don't know, they're indifferent. And then they're like, so what's your sales? And they'll be like, well, lifetime, I've done $483,000 over 4 years. And they're
Right.
like, oh wow, that's amazing. And I'm like, that's fucking nothing. We're crushing the shit.
We have done a few $1 million
I know, it's
in sales,
crazy
and
to think about.
it'll be even greater once we actually figure out what we're doing.
I know, right? It might even get better. So what's your t-shirt? It looks like Mustang.
Yeah.
And
So
it is, of course, the soft top convertible version. And it
right.
looks like the early, like the
Right.
mid 60s,
Right, classic. It's a first generation Mustang. I was looking, as we have with the nice guys on business, I was looking for a way to monetize, and it's like, okay, well maybe I'll come up with some merch because like car guys, they like their stuff. They
Of
like
course, yeah.
mugs and t-shirts, and so I did this one-off shirt and I put it up online and I sold a few of them, and I'm like, you know what, this is way too much work for the amount of money that I am
Right?
making. So I just hit up National Parts Depot and they gave me a few $1,000s a year to sponsor my show. So I'm like,
Really?
okay, well that's fine. I'll take that. It
Love that.
it is a labor of love, and I don't really I wasn't really in it to make any money. We're at 165 or 170 episodes for the show,
It's
and
crazy.
the show, I know Nice Guys is our anchor show at the 0.5% global ranked. We have
Mhm.
1,600 episodes. My Mustang show is 1.5% globally ranked, and I only have 160 episodes out. So I'm like, per episode, I think the Nice Guys pales in comparison to my Mustang show. I
Well,
don't
it
know.
is interesting. Like, how do the rankings go? What is it based on? Is it total downloads? Is it number of downloads per episode? Is it, well, I don't even know
I
how
don't
they
think it's
calculate
downloads.
this
I
shit.
think it has to do with listeners. I'm sorry, with consistently putting out your content. So
Mhm.
the shows that put out consistent content, that's a plus. Ratings and reviews,
Mhm.
and that is a plus. And I don't and I don't know. I don't know what it may be that nobody else knows downloads. I mean, that show gets anywhere from 1,200 to 1,500 downloads for the popular episodes.
That's
So
good. That's
that's
really
really
good.
good for a micro niched audience like that.
100%. Yeah, that's
I
really
don't know.
good.
I don't know. I'm coming up with my the format of my smoker podcast that I'm going to be doing.
Oh my God.
No, I'm not going to do it. I have too many podcasts right now.
So how many do you have now? Because I know JJ has about 27. But how many of those do you do with her?
Every once in a while, I'll do one of her. I've done 2 episodes with her in the last couple of months. So that's her show, Spirit, Purpose, and Energy.
Right.
And
But you're like
then,
guest host every
yeah,
once in a
yeah.
while. That's no big deal, right?
The
That's
only
not,
shows that I really do with any consistency are my Ford Mustang The Early Years podcast and Nice Guys on Business. BizWiz we gave to Dan, who every
Mhm,
once in a while does that until he quits.
mhm.
And then SedX I haven't done in a long time, just because look, we found our monetization source through the publishing houses, and BizWiz and Nice Guys is the way to do that. I,
Agreed.
I don't know. There's so many other avenues that we could probably explore if we actually had some level of. Imagine the business that we could do if we actually had some motivation to do the work.
Well, we had a discussion earlier in the week about, I guess it was last night, about bringing on a new
Right.
a new service that we would offer that would be provided by
Right.
someone else on our team. And I like that plan. I think that could be lucrative.
Yeah, I think there is a way that we could do less work and make more money by bringing on other people,
That's the
underpaying them
perfect
and overworking
combination.
them, underpay them, overwork them. I think it's the best formula for team members, don't you?
Well, as long as they're happy, I'm happy.
As long as they're happy, God, every time I go and I quote a client, I have you in the back of my mind. You're actually gonna get that amount of money. I'm like, yeah, because do you want to work for less than that? Like, I don't want to work. I don't want to work for less than that because I know how challenging sometimes we don't know. If I had a crystal ball and I could say, you know what, I can look in the crystal ball and say, this client is going to be really easy. So we're going to charge them like 30% of what we should.
Mm-hmm.
This client is really going to be a pain in the ass. So we're going to
Mm-hmm.
charge them 300% more than what they should be, what they would be paying if they were an easy to get along client. We don't have that luxury of having the crystal ball. So everybody pays the same thing pretty much. I'm
Well,
sorry for the easy clients, but there's only a few really easy clients.
No,
Most
Doug,
of them are high
every
demand.
time you come back with a contract, I am all ears and loving what you're doing. And that's why you're in sales. And I know there are some times where, I will have a discussion with you about what it is that you promised, and I'll see the contract and I'll be like, dude, we got to talk because I need to clarify. And sometimes when I bring up that conversation, I
Yeah.
feel a little tinge
Yeah.
of from you
Friction, little friction.
a friction, like you feel that I am pushing back as to like Doug, what the hell did you give away for the price? But I want to clarify that every single time, bar none, every single time when I've come to you with that, I am coming to you with the context of I want to over deliver whatever it is you promised. I just need to clarify. Now, after I've clarified, every once in a while, there is you fucking gave the farm away on this, but it's very rare. It's very rare. It absolutely is coming from a place of, I want to make sure we are giving them what you promised or more.
So in 1988 to 1991, sorry, I worked for a company. No, 1990, 88 to 90. I worked for this company called, you may have heard of them, Blue Cross Blue Shield. Right?
Oh my God. Did you really work for them?
Okay. So I worked in a small computer division of theirs before computers were a thing, called Medix, MEDIX, in northern New Jersey, where I lived at the time. And I had this sales manager that came from the corporate Blue Cross and Blue Shield. And have you ever bought, you've had to choose like health insurance, right?
Yep.
So when you choose life insurance, like what do you get? Like what do you have? Not what are the deliverables, but like what are your options? It's like
PPO and HMO and
right.
all the other OOOs.
And if you said, you know what, I like the idea of having a PPO, but I kind of want the prescription plan built into that, and I want dental thrown in there too. And you're looking at the pricing sheet, and it's like it's not there. So what does Blue Cross and Blue Shield say if you want all of those things, but they're separate plans? What do they say to you?
I don't remember. It's been a long time. What do they say to me?
They say, fuck no. You pick one of the packages that we have. We have package A, package B, or package C. You get to choose your deductible, and you get to choose your premium based upon the deductible amount and the deliverables that you want. And I'm like, well, but no, you don't have the choice. So from 1988 to 1990, when I was very green and selling, that I kept getting beaten up because I would come back to my sales manager like I come back to you right now.
Right.
This is what I've sold, and I'm sorry, it doesn't fit neatly into a package. So I have that PTSD from Susan Rose was her name. She used to yell at me. She's like, I can't, you've got to go back to the client and tell them you can't deliver that. I said, well, I sold that to them and I was really enthusiastic about it. They believe me and I can't go back on that. She says, well, you're not making any commission on this because I'm not selling. You may as well tell them they can't have it. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. It's so simple. It's right there. It's just combine that service with that service. We can't do that. I'm like, okay. So enough of that. And I got, thoroughly PTSD'd to death. So Those
And of
2
course,
years were
early on in turnkey, like we've been doing turnkey, what? I don't know, 7 years, 8
8
years. I don't
years,
even know
something
when
like
we
that,
started,
right?
right?
Yep.
And you would do that to me, and I'd be like, okay, fuck, come on. And I tried to come up with the same thing. I tried to put guardrails on. And then at one point I was like, why am I fighting this? Right? Like whatever it is that he's selling, as long as I can figure out a way to deliver it,
Yeah.
it's not like you were selling it cheap, right?
Uh,
It wasn't like you were giving the shit away. You
Right.
were I just had to figure out how to make sure that we were delivering what you promised. And that plan has been working wonderfully for the last 4 or 5 years.
I only think that works well in the entrepreneurial community, though. I don't think that works well
Mhm.
if you're, if you're in a franchise, they don't
No,
like that.
it's
They
not an
don't like
option.
that. They like their system.
It's not
They-
an option at all. Yeah,
right.
I saw an interesting post the other day. It was a list of major, first world countries, right?
Yep.
And it was like Germany, and the count it was number of people who have gone bankrupt
Mhm.
last year over healthcare costs. Germany 0, Switzerland 0, UK 0, Japan 0, China 0, and then the United States 335,000.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's incredible to think about because you know why? Because they all have fucking socialized medicine.
Well, how does that work though? I mean, how do you like if somebody wants to be I know it's hard to reverse the clock and say to a guy that's making 2 million a year because he's a neurosurgeon and saying, "Hey, we're going to pay you $150,000 a year because that's what the market bears because we're socialized medicine and that's we can't pay any more than that." How do you reverse the clock on people's income? Because isn't that in essence what we would need to do in order to have socialized medicine?
So I'm not aware of what doctors and surgeons and specialists make in other countries where there is socialized medicine. So I can't speak to that part of it, like specifically
Yeah.
what do doctors get paid, but I can tell you that where the big problem is obviously there is the like you just said, right? There is Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Okay, let's take Cigna or Blue Cross and Blue Shield
Mhm.
or United Healthcare, any of these companies,
Right,
right?
right, right.
So they are mandated that they're only allowed to make X percentage profit, right?
Okay. Yeah. Is that
So
true?
let's say
I didn't know that.
yeah, but
Okay.
it's tricky. Okay. So let's say United Healthcare, I don't know what the percentage is. Let's call it 5%, right?
Okay.
So if they charge me $1,000 for healthcare, right? And this averages over the hundreds of thousands of clients they
Yep.
have, right? They are supposed to, or they have to, legally, they have to charge me X amount of dollars per year so that overall, big picture, that they will only make no more than 5% profit after they pay all of the expenses for me for health, right?
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So that means if they're paying, let's say 10 grand a year, which is pretty realistic. If you're a single person, you have
Mhm.
health insurance. I'm just trying to use me as the example. If they could make let's see, $500,
$500.
$500
I'm
a
sorry.
year.
Yeah,
That's right.
$500
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
Which doesn't seem like a lot.
No.
And again, this is average over hundreds of thousands of people,
Right.
right?
Right.
But here's the problem. Okay, so the first thing is that the hospitals and the doctors in the emergency rooms, right? They all charge whatever they can charge.
Whatever they can, but they're contracted with the health insurance company to be able to only get paid reimbursed X amount of dollars for that procedure, right?
Right, exactly. So, first of all, they are overcharging the healthcare companies, right? And so 5% of that high amount. So that's the first part of it.
Okay.
But there's more. Cigna is a great example because I have Cigna, right? Now, I'm getting I get notifications. Why is my
I don't know.
not
So-
focusing? I'm getting Cigna is like, hey, why do you want to drive to the pharmacist? Why don't you use our
right,
pharmacy?
right.
Right. And so the way Cigna works is the pharmacist is not limited on what profit they can make.
All
right.
right.
But Cigna is. But Cigna Pharmacy, oh, that's this independent company. happens to have the same name, right?
So you're saying like if they have their own diagnostics lab or their own imaging center or any of that, that's where they're making their money?
Now you're getting it. Well, that's one place they're making the money,
Okay.
right? So let's say it's Cigna Pharmacy, right? So if out of the 10 grand that I pay over the year, if $3,000 of that is prescriptions, right? They're only allowed to make 5% on that. But Cigna Pharmacy can charge whatever the fuck they want as long as Cigna Healthcare pays Cigna Pharmacy. So Cigna Pharmacy could be charging me $100 a month for aspirin. And it's okay that they're making a 90% profit as long as they're being reimbursed at only 95%. It's total bullshit. And then also the 5% is after admin costs, right? So the Cigna Health admin costs could be huge because they have so much paperwork and they have to hire so many people to really coordinate with Cigna Pharmacy and Cigna emergency rooms and Cigna whatever other bullshit. It's basically layer upon layer upon layer of extra fees and extra bullshit. So on the surface of it, it makes sense that it's like, look, my healthcare company is limited, that they can't just overcharge the shit out of me. But every other step along the way, they're allowed to overcharge the shit out.
All right, hold on. Let me just quickly just send this email out to all of the admin. The subject matter: fork in the road. And so then Doge for the health insurance industry. Then,
but then let's look at actually. This is a really good call. I'm going to pull this up right now and do a Google search. Right?
Yeah. Well, for what?
So, how many? Okay. How many people work at I don't know, Cigna? Let's just start with Cigna. Okay, so Cigna, 70,000 employees. How many people
how many people subscribe to Cigna? How many members would that be?
I'm trying to figure out which one are the big United. How about United?
Oh, Blue Cross and Blue Shield. That's got to be the big one, doesn't it?
Yeah.
No? What are we trying to get to, though? Are we trying to figure out where all?
No, United Health Group employs 440,000 people. Oh, no, but that's not fair, though, because customer-facing professionals, 50,000. Clinical professionals, right? Again, that's that whole, it's under the umbrella, right? 142,000 clinical professionals. So that is a clinical professional works in the United Health Group lab, which pays the United Health Group. It's
right. It's kind of like when you walk into a medical arts building, and inside the medical arts building there is a United Health not admin office, but the office of where the doctors don't. A lot of the doctors work for the insurance. I don't know how. How it works.
Oh, hell yeah! The doctors work for the insurance companies.
I don't know how it works. It's got to be big pharma. Big pharma is involved somehow.
United Healthcare Group, $379 with a B billion. Now, hang on, that's their gross. Now, let's say gross isn't fair. Let's talk net, right? Because like Washington Talent Agency, I won't say what we were doing a year gross, but really the agency is only getting a percentage of that, right? Let's look at their net income. United Health Group net income. What do you think their net? Like, so this is net profit.
What was their top line? What was
their top line? $379 billion.
So right? I'm going to say $5 billion was their net. Really, more than that?
Higher.
So when you have an organization, and they're not a nonprofit, are they, or are they?
No, they're a for-profit company.
So okay, so can you maintain stock in the healthcare?
Yeah,
companies?
You can buy. Right, I should buy fucking stock in United Healthcare.
Oh
right?
God, I don't more than $5 billion. I don't know. Well,
15 billion with a B.
What is $15
billion?
What's
profit?
What does the CEO make? The one that's not dead.
I don't care about that. But you look at the company. This is a healthcare company. One company, 15 billion in net profit. The next one, CVS Health Corp, 7.3 billion.
Well, they're the drugstore people, aren't they? Well, you get batteries there. So
the parent company of leading drugstore chain because of pharmacy benefits management. pharmacy benefits management. That's where there is a shitload of money, because it's all like, what do we want to charge for this aspirin, right? Like,
isn't it crazy when you see some of these drug companies, and you, like, my mom has this prescription. It's a drug called Eliquis, and Bristol Myers, I believe, is the maker of this drug. And they have a she has to have it. It's a blood thinner. She has to go have it. Her doctor is insisting. They don't have a generic for it yet. The prescription is $400 for every 90 days. $400 every 90 days.
Now, so that's what she has to pay?
That's what she has to pay. It does not, that drug is not, for whatever reason, that is not part of what gets covered by her.
Okay,
that is her out of pocket.
But that's what she has to pay. But how much is the insurance company? And in her case, that would be Medicaid, which is
Medicare,
right. Which is our tax dollars.
Right. I don't know if her portion of it is $400. What is the prescription cost?
Right. It must be something ridiculous.
It's crazy.
My dad just told me about like an eye drop, and he actually has to get an injection every 10 weeks for something going on with his eyes. Right.
Right.
And, he used to pay $5, and they basically said, hey, sorry, Medicaid doesn't cover it anymore. So now you need to pay this percentage of it. And the percentage that's not covered, not the full cost. This is the percentage that's not covered. $1,600
per shot.
Per shot.
Per fucking shot.
And that's after Medicaid has paid for a bunch of it.
So
ridiculous.
What I'm hearing is that your dad is soon going to be working for Turnkey. Is that right? I'm just concerned.
Well, but the bottom line, big picture, like, what happens if we went to socialized medicine? Well, here's the problem. The reason we won't, United Healthcare Group, just one company that profited $15 billion last year, they wouldn't exist anymore.
Well,
CVS Healthcare Group wouldn't exist anymore. So even if, as a country, we said, you know what, we're going to reach out to every specialist, every surgeon, every fucking doctor that put a shitload of time and work in, we're going to find out what their salary is right now, and we're going to not lower it. We're going to pay them what we pay them, what they get paid now, right?
Okay, right?
So they don't get hurt. But we're going to take over healthcare. So United Healthcare Group won't exist anymore.
Are you talking about the government is going to? Okay, can we just play on that for just a second?
Right, socialized medicine is basically the government. I mean, again, I don't know the details. I could be totally wrong. Somebody should correct me on this if I'm wrong. But basically, the government pays the doctors.
Well, we're already dealing with the most inefficient system under the sun. We are probably bringing in the most capital, but spending it the most unwisely out of every country that's out there. I mean, I can't imagine having I'm not saying I'm for the process that Elon Musk and Trump are going through to eliminate the governmental waste. However, that being said, we know that there is a shit ton of waste that happens in the federal government.
Sure. But having said that, we have never even tried this. Okay. This is healthcare expenditures per capita. Okay. So
does that mean per person?
How much money is spent per person in the country on healthcare?
Based upon what cost, though? The arbitrary cost that the hospital decides to charge for that service, or based upon?
No. So this is like overall every person in the entire country.
I know, but you're going to base what you're about to tell me is how much each person per country is spending in healthcare over the course of the year. Based upon what, though? The cost that the hospital, the doctor, the whatever is going to charge. So I could walk into a hospital, have an MRI, which is something that I needed to have done. I can't even remember what it was for. What the fuck was this MRI? Anyway, they wanted me to have an MRI. Oh, I remember, because I have an elevated PSA level, which is prostate. So elevated level, and I said, okay, well, sign me up for an MRI. My portion of it, $4,700.
Get the fuck out of here! Are you kidding?
I'm not doing that. I'm not paying $4,700 for the cost. That would be my portion of it. So fuck no. So if I go to Canada and I have an MRI, am I paying $4,700 for the MRI?
This is crazy. I just did a Google search for what does an MRI cost. The cost of an MRI can range from $400 to $12,000.
Right.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Well, okay,
It's
but
so
what is
fucking ridiculous.
what is the actual operating cost of an MRI machine? Now, I know it's hard because you have to have somebody to interpret it and you have to pay a portion of that, and then you have to pay for the hospital gown that you're putting on and the time that the rent from the hospital that has the machine in it, or the imaging center, and you're paying their rent. But like, what does the actual cost of the MRI process cost?
Yeah, but you see that's the problem. Everything that you just said is all the on top of, on top of, on top of, on top of.
Right.
Now, you go to Canada and basically like there's no cost for the gown. Again, I'm talking out of my ass here, but my understanding of the way it works is everything having to do with healthcare, the government takes care of because they take it out of the taxes. So we pay a small percentage of our taxes
Right.
to Medicare and Medicaid.
Right. I got it.
And we pay for private health insurance, either through our company if you work for somebody and maybe your employer covers a lot of it, or
right.
we pay for it ourselves.
Right.
So the difference is we, instead of paying 5% or whatever we pay in Medicare, Medicaid, we would pay, let's call it 10%. I have no idea what it is. We would pay 10% of our taxes. We'd pay more in taxes to Medicare, Medicaid, but there would be no private insurance.
Well, how do you feel about it? I mean, you work for a company and part of your benefits package is health insurance. You don't pay for you probably pay a small portion of it, right? You have family insurance and maybe your kids are on it or whatever. I don't have any health insurance outside of I do have health insurance, but I don't have a company that pays for health insurance. So my health insurance is $1,100 a month. Now, I do have a small subsidy that I get from the state of California for being on Covered California or whatever. But if I didn't have that, I would still be paying, I'm paying the bill. So I'd rather pay that in my tax bill and have, I hate to say it,
and not have to worry about
Right.
a $4,000 MRI. It's like if you need something done, you get it done and it's done and you don't have to worry about paying for it. That is socialized medicine.
I am
and big picture, am I for it? Yeah. Small details of how to do it, no. Yeah, it's fucking complicated.
Would
but
you say? Go ahead.
The biggest reason I think we should do it is United Healthcare, $15 billion in profit. CVS, 7.3. CVS Health, not the fucking drugstore, right?
Right.
The Health Corp, which is the medical side, 7.3 billion in profit. McKesson, 3 billion. So, I mean,
are you
insane.
slighting United Healthcare and CVS Healthcare? Are you saying they shouldn't be making a profit?
I'm saying they shouldn't be making.
Okay, so
first of all, it's.
I got it. So, but here's where because it's a personal service like health insurance, which involves your life, that is a necessity. Everybody should have access to adequate health care. However, let's look at it this way also. Everybody that with a few exceptions, has an automobile. Why isn't automobile mechanical repairs? Why isn't that socialized also? Everybody needs one. We have to get around. We can't survive without a car. Why are we paying for internet? Everybody needs the internet. Why do we have to pay for groceries? Groceries should be socialized. Everybody needs to eat food. Why did we draw? And I'm not arguing with you at all. I'm with you, but I'm trying to play the other side of the coin for a second, because we all need these things in order to survive.
Okay. First of all, I would argue that we don't need a car to survive. We don't need the internet to survive. I mean, it makes our lives a whole lot easier. Now, do we need healthcare to survive? Technically, no. We would just die a lot younger, right? But
or you could survive without healthcare insurance. Sure. You would go to the hospital and you would say, I don't have insurance, and they would have to treat you. They can't not treat you.
Well, but that's the thing. Because as a society, we've made the decision
Correct.
that everybody should be treated.
Right.
We've not made the decision that everybody has the privilege of a car. You don't get a car on your 16th birthday when you can start driving.
All right. So we go in without health insurance,
Mhm.
and we have the procedure done, and there is no contracted rate. So the
Mhm.
MRI costs us $4,700, just like
Mhm.
my MRI would have cost. Let's say I don't have the money, then the hospital comes after me and I put me in collection, and I become one of those statistics that you mentioned at the beginning of this, that's 300 and some odd thousand people that have declared bankruptcy because of health insurance.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I 100% agree with you. I think that health insurance should be covered. Everybody should have health insurance.
Well, and that was the whole idea of Obamacare too, which to me makes a ton of sense in theory, and in practice it's very complicated. But what you just said is, let's say that I have no insurance and I get sick and I go to the hospital, right? So the hospital, maybe they didn't incur an actual cost of $4,700 for that MRI, but they did incur a lot of actual costs. So how do they make up for that? They charge the rest of us more.
Right.
And so the idea of Obamacare was, if I, Joe, walk into a hospital with we're going to take care of me, right? And let's say that the bill is $100,000 and I'm not going to pay it. Well, let's say the actual hard cost to the hospital is $20,000, right? Well, they've got to make that out somewhere else. So they're going to charge somewhere else. So the two things with Obamacare are, first of all, that will never happen. Nobody's going to walk in and not have health insurance because everybody has to have it. Okay, so that's answer number one. But the even better answer, the more important reason for it, is that when I walk into the hospital and it costs that much, it's because something was wrong with me a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and it got worse and worse and worse because I didn't go see a doctor. So that thing that cost me $100,000 in billing at the hospital, if I had gone to the doctor 2 weeks ahead of time and said, hey, I broke my arm or whatever, it would have cost $200 to get fixed.
Do you think that more people hesitate to going to the hospital or to a doctor because of the cost of the procedure that will need to get done, or the fear of what they're going to find out? Because
the former, 100%, especially if you have no insurance. The fear is, I can't even afford $250 to go to the emergency room or go to the urgent care. Yeah. So you know what? It'll be fine. I'll
get through it. I'll just white knuckle it and just deal with it.
Exactly. Now, why do I argue so strongly for this when it's like, as soon as you say socialism, it's like, oh, it's a horrible thing. And do I want our government to be bigger? No, I really don't. But the bottom line is, every other first world country on the entire planet does this, and they all make it work. Now, so people say, like, oh, in Canada, if you need this done, you got to wait 9 months for it because the doctors don't care because they're getting a flat salary. Yeah. Look, is there any system that's perfect? No, but every other country in the world makes it work, for better or worse, and they don't have United Healthcare making fucking $16 billion in profit every year.
So our call to action is what?
Our call to action is fucking throw our hands in the air, because there's nothing you and I can do about it. We just wanted to bitch.
Just wanted to
it's just on. Incredulous Strick fucking going off on whatever.
I don't know how to answer the question when you go to the doctor, when they ask the question, do you have insurance, or are you are you a cash payer? What's the better answer?
Dude, I'm happy that I do have insurance through my day job, and I feel bad. I feel bad that it's even a question that has to be asked, and that it is going to affect the level of care that you get depending on your answer. It's just sad.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, this has been a private healthcare moment on the Nice Guys on Business. We used to have segments of the show, and this would fit very neatly into the socialism part of the socialized.
Did we have a
Socialized.
socialism section of the show? I don't remember that, but okay, it's possible.
Hey, Gene Hackman died
I
last night, and I don't. But I heard something really odd. They said, and they didn't spend any time on this other part of the story. But I really do think that they should have given it a little bit more time. Gene Hackman died. His wife and pet died at the same time. Wouldn't you figure that something happened?
Really?
Yes, I am. Hold on a second.
His wife and pet died at the same time?
Who died with Gene Hackman? Okay. Let's see. The Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office confirmed the deaths on 26 February 2025, approximately 1:45. Sheriff's deputies were dispatched to an address in Hyde Park where Gene Hackman, his wife Betsy, and a dog were found deceased.
Well, what's interesting, obviously, there's a possibility that there was some foul play or that there was like carbon monoxide that they weren't aware of or something like that. But putting all of that aside, there are, I think, what I've heard, many instances of a spouse dying and the other spouse dies, within
Like the
a couple of
Notebook.
days or a week or two, right? Dude, I've never seen The Notebook. I know you're like, what?
Notebook. Well, Hackman was 95. His wife was 65. So I don't think it was because they both. Let's see. An investigation is underway into the circumstances surrounding the death. They're suspicious enough in nature to require a thorough search and investigation. It's like, no shit.
Yeah, the dog died too. Yeah, that's.
You know what?
I think 65 is not that old.
Personally, here's what I think happened. I think that that Gene was shot and killed, and his wife was shot and killed, and they are laying the penalty on the dog. And the dog committed suicide. I think that's what happened. It's like, geez whiz, can you believe that shit? I'm not inside the house. It's closed. It's locked. I can't go in, but I see them. She's lying down from the window.
Do you really want to go over the details of how they found them?
I don't want to know how they found them. I want to know what happened. I bet, like you just said, I bet something happened that it was like carbon monoxide or I don't know, rabies. I don't know.
Well, clearly they don't know yet what happened.
They do not know. They spent no time talking. They mentioned the three, and then they went on to talk about Gene Hackman and his life of, his legacy. That I'm like, well, his wife, I mean, she died early. Spend some time on her. Okay, we got some voicemails, and more importantly, Strickland, right now, I am in the middle of a smoke. So right now there are two very nice 2.5 pound racks of ribs on the baby backs on the smoker right now. And let me look at the app. I can tell you
I've not made dinner yet, so I'm going to be getting a little hangry because you backed our meeting up 15 minutes, so I'm going to get even more hangry.
Hold on a second. I believe that you backed the meeting up 15 minutes.
No.
Didn't you?
I got a notification that said 5:45 instead of 5:30. I was like, okay.
Didn't you ask me to change the meeting time?
No, I don't think so.
Wait a second.
Maybe I did. I don't think I had anything on my calendar today. I could be wrong.
Hold on a second. All right. While you play the first voicemail,
I'm trying to think of what I might have asked to go later. I'm going to
get to the bottom of this. Hold on a second.
You could be right.
I don't even know how far back I would have to look. It would have to be.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't have asked you like a week and a half ago. It would have been a couple of days ago.
No, it would have been like a couple. It would have been right. So I swear, I'm like, I don't know why the meeting was. I even looked at the calendar today. I'm like, why is this at 3? I didn't have anything that was bumping.
Same thing. I got a notification. I think it was today. Maybe it was yesterday of like, hey, the meeting time's moving. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Meeting time. I'm trying to figure out direct link the episode. My pleasure. I don't know. I don't
fucking know.
So weird. Okay, well, go ahead. Let's play the voicemail. Now this is gonna really challenge me here. I gotta find out why
if you can look through texts too. I would have emailed you or texted you. It
wouldn't be like hold on a second. Maybe it was a text. Let's go over to text.
Here we go. Let's get rolling. I'm getting hungry.
All right, let's see.
We got a voicemail from Jared. I said a voicemail from Jared. You know a voicemail from Jared. Nobody else will call. We got a voicemail from Jared. Screw the rest of y'all.
This is really going to fry my fritters here. Nothing in the text messages. I will accept the responsibility here, but I looked at the time and I said the same thing too. I'm like, hey, I wonder why we're moving it to 3:45. But okay, I'll just change it. I'll just
Doesn't matter. All right, we got 4 voicemails. Let's get to them.
4? Seriously? Okay.
Yeah, but I happen to know I've got a little insider information.
Oh.
I didn't look at the
Okay.
the phone numbers or anything, but I do believe that 3 of them may be from one person.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
And not Jared.
Whoa, well, that's very interesting indeed. This is going to really challenge me here.
Are you ready to listen? You're going to just
Yeah,
keep
I'll
looking?
listen. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
just looking at all my
Okay,
text. But
Hi, Doug. Hi, Strickland. It's Emily.
Emily.
I am going to try to keep this succinct. I have 3 topics. Also, this isn't one of the topics. Your episode was great. It flew by.
By the way, I want to point out as she's saying that she said she's trying to keep it brief. It's 3 minutes long. She got cut off at the end. So we'll continue
maybe there are several from her then. I don't know.
Could be. I don't know. We'll see.
Flew by. But I don't want that episode was great. It flew by. Flew by.
Okay, good.
But I don't want that to be a reason for there to be no voicemail. I feel like either way you go, whether you have to make the topics up as you go along or you have voicemails, it's great. But this one was particularly fantastic. Okay, here come the 3 things. Number 1, the fridge and freezer issue. It's really funny because my friend Samantha and we just went and got a coffee and we were talking about this exact same thing. Although she was describing her grandmother's fridge. And then in contrast, I brought up my parents' fridge, which sounds very similar to your situation over there. I don't think that the fact that it's identifying per se with those 2 demographics is boding well for your situation. But I'll just say, in our home, we keep a very lean pantry and have the things that we need with some extras, lest there be a situation where we need to, like bunker at home forever with just oats and toilet paper. I don't know. All right, so there's that. I've just never been I think because my mom was such like a stocker-upper and like hoarder and like kept as much food as possible at all times, even when we wouldn't eat it, I'm like just the complete opposite. Number 2, sometimes to a fault. Number 2, thank you for the one and only Squid Games episode I've ever seen. Erica and I play this game called Connections. It's through the New York Times. And recently I won the game, got a perfect score, got the category, all thanks to Squid Games, because the one episode I saw, they were like making shapes, umbrella, star, triangle, and circle, I think.
Such a great episode.
I got the category thanks to that. So I actually want to give Strickland a direct thank you for that. I will never, ever watch it again.
Okay.
But the one episode I did watch was helpful. Number 2, regarding the egg prices.
Hold on.
And
Stop here for just a second here. I was with her on topic number 1, which was the refrigerator. Then topic number 2 was the Squid Game, the games, right? That was topic number 2. And now she's said and the last one, topic number 2. So I'm not sure. I just think she missed a number. I just wanted to point that out, Emily. Be more careful with your numerical chronology. Okay, keep going.
Okay, here we go. Back to the egg prices.
And the avian flu, and not causation, but correlation. So all I'm going to say, you shut down a bunch of civil service offices that are doing, let's say, research on things like the avian flu and helping to prevent those things, you're going to miss more of those issues. And the more of those issues that we miss, the more things will happen, like the price of our eggs will be affected. That is all I'm saying. My aunt actually, weirdly, is part of a team that does a lot of avian research. And so I happen to know about some of the very specific cuts in that area that have impacted things like this. That is all I will say about that. Okay.
All right.
Wow,
Well, and that's interesting. She said, okay. And I didn't hear her get cut off, but I know there is a 3-minute limit. And here you can look at that. That was exactly 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I think she said, okay, not realizing that she was exactly at 3 minutes and happened to be getting cut off.
Or it could have been, like when you're crossing the finish line, you're like, okay, you're like, I made it. Like I did it. I know she didn't say goodbye, but it's not goodbye. It's just for now. It's ta-ta for now. TTFN. Okay. Let's thank you, Emily.
Thanks, Emily. That was a wonderful message. Very succinct, very interesting, it hit all of the topics. I like it a lot.
Did not mean to be critical of your numerology on that one, Emily. I just noticed it. You had 3 topics, you only got to 2 because you went to 1, 2, and then 2 again. Okay. Keep going. I got ribs on the grill, on the smoker. Let's keep rolling.
Let's do it. Yeah, let's get rolling. Okay, we ready for more? Here we go.
Yes.
Doug Strickland. Doug, it's been too long.
Oh my God, it's Sally.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
I am calling because it's been so long since I called and left a voicemail, and I was listening to the episode, and I just wanted to put a little aside note in there. Strickland was very kind of heart to not mention that I have a shit ton of stuff in his garage. Originally, I was supposed to move into an apartment, which, long story, I won't tell it. I'll just say I didn't end up moving into the apartment because Strickland said that he would like me to move into his house, and so I did. And that's awesome, by the way. And now I have things in the garage and things filling his house. I'm definitely a thing person. There are a lot of things that bring me joy. My things were not in his garage, and they're all in boxes. How many boxes are still in the garage? I bet there's still 20 boxes in the garage, like those Bankers boxes. If my stuff wasn't in there, he would have very little in his garage other than his beautiful, cute, zippy little car. So he nicely didn't say, well, I don't have stuff in my garage, but Sally does. Anywho, thought that might be of interest. I don't know. I just missed you guys. Oh, have a great day. Whatever day it is that you record, I hope it's a great one. Okay, bye.
Okay, so you've heard the old saying that and this is funny because this is actually what I was getting at last week too, is whatever space you have, you will collect stuff to fill it up, right?
Yeah.
So yes, technically Sally is correct that there is a good amount of her stuff in the garage. But what she failed to mention was that before her stuff was in the garage, the space that her stuff is now occupying was occupied by a bunch of shit that I had in the garage that I never would have organized or gotten rid of probably ever if I didn't have to. So I basically was afforded the opportunity to clean up my garage because I knew I needed the space. And I was very happy about that. And the stuff that is in there now is well organized and we know where it is. And I still have plenty of room for my car. And so I'm fine. But I would not say that the garage is packed to the gills other than my car, unlike your freezers.
Oh my God, my freezers. I don't even want to talk about my freezers. They're the point of so much contention in my it's only me. It's only a battle that I have with myself because I just need to just give up and just surrender to the fact that our freezers are just going to always be filled with food. And that is fine. That is actually not a bad thing. There could be worse things that I'm having to deal with in life. So filled freezers with food that I will eventually eat or slowly gets rotated out. Totally fine. Like these 2 racks of ribs have been, well, we've only had the smoker for about a month. So I guess a month isn't a long time to have something in there that's like like deep frozen, right? That's not a long time.
No, not at all. No, it's
Okay.
like a year is a long time.
Okay, well,
A month is no big deal.
yeah, there's many things that have been in there longer than a year. I
Mhm.
think, Strickland, if I remember correctly, this is where we put the commercial and call to action for the Gaza luxury development project. Isn't this where?
I am not even gonna go there. But
Okay,
all I'm gonna say is, did you see the video that he posted?
I did see.
It's insane. It's absolutely insane. Although some of the posts that I like, if you guys haven't seen it,
Could
Trump
you put a
posted,
link in the show notes? Could you tell
Yeah,
the
I'll
show
try and
notes
find
writer?
it, yeah.
Could you put a link in there for it? Because it was
what is it?
pretty amazing.
Trump Gaza
It's
video.
these,
Yeah,
just
it
so
came
everybody
up
knows, if you
quick.
haven't seen it, it's like three people. It looks like a parent and two children, or maybe it's three kids that are walking through a tunnel. And originally the tunnel is like, when you see what's outside the tunnel, it's just ruins and a soldier and like dead bodies and blood or something like that.
Like
And
like
then-
what Gaza is probably
right
looks like
and then
right
like
now.
the next thing you see like some development going on through the tunnel with these same people, and then eventually you see these same three people and they're like they're frolicking on the beach because there's big high rises and everything
Mhm.
else luxury. I think that Trump just wants to make like Atlantic City out of Gaza.
Which is, it's hilarious that you say that. You don't say like make it exciting, make it beautiful, make it like Vegas, Atlantic City, because
Yeah.
he did own 2 casinos in Atlantic City,
I think they
both of which went
bankrupt.
bankrupt.
Right. It's because
Both of which went
Because
bankrupt.
while I like the idea of having a well-developed project, you have to consider like the surroundings. No matter what you build there, people are going to be attacking it. Everybody that is in the Middle East is going to not want you to put whatever development project that you have going on. So now we've not only built the project, but now we've got to surround it with military because everybody's going to want to destroy it.
Details.
Yeah.
No, but what I found, the thing that got the most pushback, which I agree with, it's all these fundamentalist Christian fucks that are behind Trump, right? That are behind the Trump and Musk, who between them have, let's see, what did I say the other day? 4, 5, 6, they have 7 failed marriages and 13 kids from 7 different women. And the Christian right is like all about them. Ooh, they're good Bible thumpers, right? One of the things in the video was this gold statue. It's obviously the whole thing's AI, right? This gold statue of Trump. And it looked like a 40-foot fucking gold statue in the middle of town square of Trump. And the best posts that I saw had the screenshot of that. And what is the commandment that says, "Thou shalt not put other gods above me," or whatever bullshit? Yeah, that's it.
Idols,
That's it.
something about false idols. Or
False
something.
idols. Yes, exactly. But it's okay in Trump's case because he's the real idol, right? He's the real second coming. So it's okay to idolatize him. It's fucking crazy. It's just insane. It's absolutely insane. If some Democratic president had posted that, the Republicans would be like lynching him. It's just,
we only have 12 more years of him. That's all we
Right?
got.
Yeah, don't worry. You'll never have to vote again because, he's going to basically call martial law and say that you don't need to vote because he's just going to stay in power forever. Let's get to the last 2 voicemails.
Next voicemail, and then I got ribs. I got ribs coming.
Okay, here we go.
Hi, Doug. Hi, Strickland. It's Sally, and it's voicemail number 2, and I'm calling to tell you why saffron is so expensive.
Yes.
And ounce per ounce, it's actually more expensive than gold.
Wow.
So maybe Fort Knox should be filled with saffron, like Canada fills vaults with maple syrup. I don't know. Okay, saffron has to be, in order to retain the properties of the, I don't know if it's technically an herb or a seasoning, but it has to be harvested by hand from individual flowers at a very specific time in the season and only during the morning.
Wow.
So that's why saffron is so expensive, because the saffron harvesters are doing a lot of very specific, meticulous work to get you those lovely golden threads of saffron. Side note, I don't really like saffron. I only have like very much tasted it in dishes that feature it, like Spanish paella, or I had a saffron souffle once at a French restaurant. I was not a fan. Anyway, don't like cilantro. It tastes like soap. Don't like saffron. It tastes like death. Now you know those things about me. And now you know why saffron is so expensive.
Interesting. I had no idea.
I didn't know that it had only a certain harvesting time. I just thought it was just a very light spice. I didn't realize, or is it a spice or?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, spice. It's labor-intensive harvesting process where only the delicate stigmas of the Crocus sativus flower are handpicked, requiring a large number of flowers to produce a small amount of saffron spice. It takes thousands of flowers to produce just 1 single ounce of saffron, making it very costly to cultivate and harvest. Interesting.
Crazy.
Okay. Thank you, Sally.
Yeah, here's our AI-generated image of Trump. Now, you see the size of the people here?
Yes, very tiny people, very
so
large.
let's say
stature.
that they're about 6 feet tall. I think my estimation of the size of the Trump statue, I think I underestimated it, because if this person is, let's say, 6, even if the person is 5 feet tall, that statue's got to be 60, 70 feet tall.
That person is even in the foreground of the photo, which would make that person larger than the statue itself. I love the post where somebody was, if Trump didn't go to the tanning salon or have as much orange on his face as possible, it's like the little eye stuff under his eye is his true color, and they made it that his face, he looked like
it's crazy.
Sick.
It's crazy. Okay, one more voicemail, and then you got ribs to get to, and I got to give back.
Okay.
Hello, it's Sally again.
Sally.
Voicemail number 3. Yeah. And I've attempted to change my voice so that if Strickland is looking at the sound wave, he can't tell that it's me calling again.
I was gonna say you're changing your voice after you introduce yourself, but no, she was doing it for the visual, which is it's very smart. It's very good thinking.
Maybe he can tell, but I feel like I sound a little bit like his impression of Trump, so it's weirding me out. I'm calling you back for a 3rd voicemail because I forgot on my last one about saffron to say how much I love y'all and the show, and that you always pick me up when I listen to an episode. I just think you're super great, and I look forward to listening to more fuckery as my schedule maybe potentially gets a little less insane. I'm taking 21 hours this semester. I had to get special approval to overload, like, academically. Never again. No, it's too much. There's a reason that they're like, you should only take 19 credits. That is the max. That's what we're going to let you take. Yeah, because it's insanity. But that's all. Because now I've called and said how much I love y'all. Okay, bye.
See, that's the kind of voicemail I like. They call when anyone calls just to say, "Hey, you guys are pretty fucking great." I love that.
Thank you, Sally. I appreciate you recognizing our greatness. I was singing in the background. If you couldn't tell, I was singing "You Raise Me Up," Josh Groban. It's not doing a very good job at it, but I was attempting to sing that. Okay, Strick, I think we did it. I think we did it another week. We've wasted an hour and 7 minutes in somebody's life.
I think we're good. I feel satisfied. Yeah.
All right. Well, that is the end of season 3, everybody. Thanks. Until next time, Steve O'Brien, take us out of here.
For the nice guys on business, I'm Steve O'Brien. Just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in.